a very big moment for right now. The time is here for me to introduce our 2020 keynote speaker. There is so much that I can say about this woman who is an urban visionary that began her business back in 1991. Since then, she has grown her business and of course her team in so many ways, helping so many other leaders become successful. Today, she's a 12-wide ENVP, $1 million in sales all-star, and the #1, as you know, income earner for all of Arbonne. On a personal note, I want also to say how grateful I am for her partnership and her advice. She always has the good intention for Arbonne, and for all of you guys, I can testify it. This woman is definitely a gift for Arbonne. So let's not wait any longer. Here to talk to us about a journey to success from a home in Oklahoma, United States. Here is ENVP Cecilia Stoll.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Jean-David, and thank you to everyone at our incredible home office for an amazing virtual GTC. And happy 40th anniversary to our company. I'm so honored to be with all of you, and I just want to say before we get started that my thoughts and prayers are with everyone who's been affected by this pandemic. I know that we're going to get through it together. Let's all refuse to emerge from this crisis unchanged for the better, and I truly believe that the greatest part of our lives is yet to be lived. And now, more than ever with Arbonne, we get to be merchants of hope to people with our incredible products, especially the new ones, our amazing opportunity, and of course, our hearts to serve and make a difference. So first, I want to share a little bit about my journey, especially for those of you who don't know me, who don't know who I am. I was born and raised in Brazil, and I came to the United States to go to college, and I got a degree in psychology, which led me to a job as an administrative assistant. So I was working behind a desk and living paycheck to paycheck. In 1 month, I had been on the phone with my mom in Brazil a lot, and we had long distance phone bills back then, and I got a $200 phone bill that I could not afford to pay. So I told one friend about it, and a couple of days later, the secretary at my church asked me to come to her office, and she handed me an envelope, and I took it to my car. I opened the envelope and saw $200 cash inside that envelope with no note attached. I had no idea who had given me the money, who I could thank. At first, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought, oh, people know I'm broke. Maybe they had a meeting at my church and everybody gave $1 to the Save Cecilia fund. But the overwhelming thought that I had that day really was, who did this? Like, who knows of a need and then they give the money and they don't even care if they're thanked? That inspired me. And I remember thinking that day, I want to be that $200 person someday. I want to make a difference in the lives of other people. Let me tell you something. If your heart's desire is to make a difference, your answer will be yes. I just had no idea how I was going to make that happen, and little did I know that the vehicle to my destiny would come in the form of Arbonne. Because just a few months after that happened, a friend of mine gave me some samples of the skincare products to try. I loved them and used them for about 6 months, and then I joined the business. And that was over 28 years ago. I know some of you were not born yet, some of you were in 3rd grade, I've heard it all. Still, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made, even though I had absolutely no confidence that this was going to work for me. But I want you to know you don't need confidence to succeed in this business. You just need courage. My biggest fear was speaking in front of people, even one people. I remember going to do a one-on-one with this girl named Pamela, and I was presenting the products to her, and I mean, my hands were shaking, my voice was quivering, I had red splotches all over my neck, and she still bought the products, and which has surprised me actually. But I remember months later, she told me that after I left her house that day, she told her husband, I think Cecilia has some kind of nervous disorder. This business was so out of my comfort zone. You guys, but hear me as I say this. The place where your greatest discomfort lies is also the spot where your largest opportunity lives. It took me 6 months to sponsor my first consultant and 10 months to become a district manager. And then I went to my first GTC. There were 250 people there. Can you believe it? And I walked up to area managers and VPs and said, what's your secret to success? Give me your key to success. And I kept hearing over and over the same thing. They would all say, work hard, don't quit. Work hard, don't quit. That gave me hope because I realized I didn't need some special skill or formula to be successful. I just needed to work hard and not quit. And I thought to myself, I can do this. So I mustered every ounce of courage within me. I walked up to Peter Mork, and I'll never forget it. I said to him, Peter, my name is Cecilia Stoll. You don't know me yet, but you will. And I made 3 promises to myself at that GTC, and I want to encourage you guys to make those same promises to yourself. I said, I will work hard on my business, I will work hard on myself, and I will never quit. And make those 3 promises non-negotiable. So I became an area manager 18 months into my business, and people would come in and out of my business. I was always starting over. But I had told myself, this is it for me. I will be the last one standing. It just had to work. We didn't have social media back then, and now I love social media. It's such an awesome way for us to stay connected, especially now that we're sheltered at home. Oh my gosh, guys, sheltered at home. Hasn't this been like just a very interesting, to say the least, to stay in our homes? We're all learning a lot about ourselves, right? I can tell you, I've learned something about myself. Turns out my top 3 hobbies are dining in at restaurants, going to non-essential businesses, and touching my face. What have you learned about yourself? We're going to get through this, and we're going to just, so appreciate everything so much more. I know that. But back to social media. I'm so glad we actually didn't have social media back then, because we didn't have anything to compare ourselves to. We didn't compare ourselves to anyone. Sometimes we compare today our behind the scenes to other people's highlight reels, and we feel defeated. And that causes us to feel discouraged. So because we didn't compare ourselves to other people, we all felt successful. Just because we were working hard and staying in. Nobody was racing to the top. We were all slow, and we all felt super successful. Comparison is the thief of joy. Success is showing up every day and giving your best. It's about how you do the journey. You guys, the journey is the destination. So learn to fall in love with it. It took me 3 years to go region and 3 more years to become an ENVP. And just when you think the hard part is over, business was down at that time, and a lot of people were leaving my business, and I almost lost my nation. And I got a call from Peter's son, Stian Mork, and he said, Cecilia, do you realize that you're very close to losing your nation? I'm like, yes, I know. And by the way, that's not the call you want to get from the founder's son. And that's not what I meant when I said to Peter that one day he would know my name. Like, oh, Cecilia Stoll, she's the one. Wasn't she the one? The first ENVP to lose her nation in Arvon? No, that's not how I wanted to be remembered. But Stian asked me a question. He said, Cecilia, what are you going to do if you lose your nation? I didn't even hesitate, guys. I said, I'll get it right back. So I'll ask you, what are you going to do if you lose your title? What are you going to do if you lose your team? If your business goes backwards, are you going to crawl in a hole and feel sorry for yourself? Or are you going to say, I'll get it right back? When something negative happens in your business, sometimes even in your life, our tendency is to retreat, to pull back. But you have to do the opposite. You have to lean in instead of retreating, because when you lean in, you get better. When things get hard, the leader leans in. And because I leaned in, I sponsored more people, I built momentum in my existing team, and I didn't lose my nation. As an MVP, I had this vision that one day I would have 12 direct MVPs. And people ask me, why 12? And I think when I thought of a number, I thought, well, Jesus had 12 disciples, and look at his team now, right? So I thought it was a good number. And so today I'm so blessed. I have 12 incredible national vice presidents direct to me. And together we have hundreds of regional and national vice presidents in our success line. I'm blessed to be on my wildest dreams. And every single month I get to be that $200 person. And I'm not stopping, you guys, because as long as there's breath in me, I'm going to continue to change lives, because this is not just a job or just a home-based business to me. This is my calling. And so in my time with you, I want to give you 3 keys to success. And I truly believe that if you apply these keys to your business, you will succeed. So are you ready? Key number 1, a decided heart. That means you have to make a permanent decision that you're going to do this business no matter what. I love this quote. When faced with an obstacle, a decided heart will look for a solution, but an undecided heart will look for a way out. So do you look for solutions, or do you look for a way out? Here's some keys or traits of a decided heart. The first one is commitment. And the best example I can think of as commitment is when we become a parent, right? For those of you who are parents, you held your baby for the first time, and you didn't say, I think I'm going to try, I'm going to give it a shot, or I'll give it 6 months and see how it goes. No, you didn't say that. It's a permanent decision. You said, I'm going to be there for this baby no matter what. It's a permanent commitment. And you have to have that kind of commitment to your business. It can't be conditional. Commitment is tested by action. So don't tell people that you want to succeed in this business if you are not doing everything your upline tells you to do, and you're not getting on calls, and you're not working your personal business. You have to be all in. Commitment also, every single time, precedes achievement. Commitment precedes achievement. Sometimes people say to me, Cecilia, when I make enough money, then I'll buy the new products, or when I have a bigger team, then I'll get on all the calls, and then I'll read books. And I tell them, you have got this backwards. Commitment comes first. Then you will see the results. No commitment, no results. No commitment, no promotion. Because if you take a step towards your business and then you wait for something to happen as proof that that step, worked, then you're not committed. You have to take one step after the other. John Maxwell says, and I love this quote, that if you don't get what you want, it's a sign that you didn't really want it, or that you tried to bargain over the price. Have you been trying to bargain over the price of building this business? Committed people don't blame other people or their circumstances if their business is not where they want it to be. Committed people don't justify their lack of activity, and they don't make excuses for not getting on calls. Committed people just do. They take personal responsibility, and they're always in growing mode. They don't blame, they don't justify, they grow. They know that if it's to be, it's up to me. We all want aces on our team, right? But aces are only attracted to people who are 100% committed to their businesses. Aces don't want to be led by somebody who's just playing Arbonne in and out of their business. So if you want to find an ace, become a leader who deserves one. So are you committed? Are you all in? Can other people tell you're all in? Would your upline say you're all in, or are you the only one who thinks I'm all in, but you're really not? So commitment. The second trait of a decided heart is consistency, and consistency is the best friend of the successful. The opposite of consistency is mediocrity, and no one wants to follow a mediocre leader, right? So you have to work your business every single day. You can be in and out. Work hard one month, take off the next. You also have to make this business a priority. It doesn't have to be the number one priority in your life, but it needs to be very important. So it's not Tiger King, then Arbonne, or Love is Blind, then Arbonne, or The Bachelor, then Arbonne. What if you chose to give up Netflix for just 6 months and you use that time to invest in yourself and in your business? What do you have to lose? Would you be willing to try it? One of the best illustrations that I have ever seen of consistency and its rewards is the Chinese bamboo tree. When they plant the bamboo tree, they water it every single day. And after 4 years of watering it every day, the tree only grows a few inches off the ground. But on year 5 alone, it grows 80 or 90 feet. And that's so much like our business, you guys. You have to do something for your business every single day, even when you don't see results. Just keep doing it, and one day you will see the exponential growth. A great way to stay consistent in your business is to make a decision that you're going to attach yourself to the activity and not the outcome. You're not going to worry about the outcome. So in other words, do the things that you're supposed to do without focusing on the results. So be in activity, even if you don't see evidence that it's working. In fact, you have to ignore the evidence. Think about it like this. What if I told you that you have to do 500 things for your business before you get the next title? And so you went and you booked a one-on-one with a prospect and you did your presentation and they said, no, thank you, as many do. You wouldn't get defeated. You know what you would do? You would say, oh yes, $4.99 to go. That's because you're attached to the activity and not the outcome. And the third trait of a decided heart is resilience. So we have commitment, consistency, and resilience. That's the ability to bounce back and keep going. It's that I'll get it right back attitude. This business is not a sprint, but it's also not a marathon. It's actually a bunch of little races that you're going to have to run over and over. And you're going to have setbacks on your journey. But your setbacks are a setup for you to step up. Your setbacks are the biggest test for your promotion. So when you face a setback, just tell yourself, here it is. They told me this was going to happen. I'm on. I better step up. I'm on display. What I do now matters. When you face a crisis, you don't have a problem to deal with. You have a choice to make. Are you going to step up? Because what you do in your setbacks reveals your character, and that impacts your destiny. No matter what you're facing in your business or in your life right now, no matter what you might have lost, your mindset needs to always be, I'll keep going. That's resilience. So a decided heart is characterized by commitment, consistency, and resilience. Key number 2 to success, unwavering belief. Right now, guys, with the threat of the coronavirus, we have seen the power of fear, haven't we? It's so contagious. One of our biggest fears is, of course, that we're going to catch the virus, right? But we also are afraid that we might be a carrier of the virus and not even know it and potentially infect someone. Here's the truth. We are all carriers. We're all carrying something contagious, but we get to decide what that something is. Are you going to carry fear, panic, anxiety, hopelessness, and negativity? Or are you going to carry belief, faith, hope, love, and positivity to the world? You possess the greatest power ever bestowed upon mankind, the power of choice. Choose to carry belief. Belief is a decision, it's not a feeling. Belief has a sound, and people can tell it when you're faking it. You guys, and belief, just like fear, is highly contagious. You have to choose every single morning to put on belief, just like you go in your closet and put on your clothes. It's a deliberate decision. You put the belief on and then you act accordingly. And you're going to work this business completely differently when you truly believe that you're going to get there. And let me prove it to you, okay? So what if I asked you to do a few things before the month of April is over? Buy 2 I Want It All sets, sell 10 RE9 sets, sell 10 nutrition ASVPs, and present our bond to 40 people. Raise your hand if you have zero doubt that you can make that happen. Now, I know I can't see you, but some of you raised your hand. I would say most of you didn't. Some of you made a ton of excuses in your head as to why that would not happen, right? Now, let me change the scenario just a little bit and ask you, what if I said that if you did all of those things that I asked you to do, buy 2 I Want It All sets, sell 10 RE9s, 10 nutrition, and present our bond to 40 people. If you did all of that by the end of this month, our bond would deposit my paycheck into your account. It's pretty good, I promise. How many of you now would raise your hand and say, I'll rearrange my schedule, I'll change some things around, but I'm gonna make it happen? I would venture to say that almost all of you would do it. Why? Because with my paycheck attached to it, you believe it's worth the hassle. Nothing changed except your belief that it would be worth it. Maybe you would even give up Netflix for a while. So do you see how belief is not a feeling, but a decision that we make? So when you start treating this business as if you truly believe that everything you do for it is worth it and it will pay off, you will build a big business and you can one day have my check. So how do you build that belief? One of the ways is by getting into activity. Activity is food for belief. Do you know why? Because the more you do, the better you get at this business. And the better you get at this business, the more success you experience. And the more success you experience, the more you believe in what you're doing. So activity is food for belief. Another way to build your belief is you have to feed your mind truth. Some of you are listening to the wrong voices, and sometimes it's your own voice that gives you the most negative messages. You have got to change your thoughts. If you change your thoughts, you will change your life. My favorite book says that you can be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means you can become completely different just by changing how you think. So start by reading books that renew your mind. Leaders are readers, and that has to be a non-negotiable for you every single day. Commit to reading at least one personal growth or leadership book every single month. Commit to listening to a podcast on personal growth or leadership every single day. About 4 years ago, I went through a personal struggle that knocked me down hard. But I knew what I had to do. Because of our bond, I knew what I had to do. I read 52 books that year. And just the act of doing that empowered me, not to mention the truth that got poured into my mind and into my soul. So you have to feed your mind truth. Another way to build your belief is also to speak life over yourself, over your business, over your team. Your words have so much power, you guys. So speak what you want, not what you fear. Stop saying to yourself, nobody wants to join my business. I can't book anything. Everybody quits. How does that benefit you anyway? Instead, start saying, I'm so close to finding that business builder that's going to change the course of my business. I'm a District producing machine. I'm a business builder magnet. Stop speaking what you fear and start speaking what you want. Don't give fear any power over your life. So build your belief by getting into activity, feeding your mind truth, and speaking life. And key number 3, the final key, is a passion for excellence. You guys, I love that AT&T commercial when the guy is about to have surgery and the nurse tells him the surgeon is just okay. Who would want that person to operate on them, right? If I'm going to have surgery, the surgeon better be excellent, right? But why do we expect that from a surgeon but not from ourselves? What do people say about you? Are your standards for yourself excellent, or are they just okay? Excellence is a choice you make about the way you live your life. So do you want to be known for your excellence, or are you okay with just being good enough or just okay? The way you do anything is the way you do everything. So it all starts with your habits, and you don't decide your future, you decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. The key to success after this crisis is found in the work you put in during this crisis. So this is your season to level up and become excellence. Don't waste this crisis. Use this time as your opportunity to develop some winning habits if you want to be excellence. Take control of the things that you can control, such as making your bed every single morning. I make my bed every morning because if you do that one little thing that you don't want to do, it empowers you. It gives you strength to do more things that you don't want to do, and you start to feel good about yourself and you become excellent. And excellence is not just about what we do, but also about who we are becoming. So yes, make your bed, but also get up early and read every day. Leaders need time to think. Outwork everyone. Lead by example. Be the first one to get on a call and the last one to get off the call. And do it with your video on. Like annoy your upline that you won't hang up. The call is over, but you're still there. And they're going, bye-bye, you can hang up now. But you're just waiting for one more nugget to be poured into you. Be impeccable with your word. Serve others well. Love them even better. Expect the best from yourself and from your team. Leave your children and the world a legacy of excellence. So, with a decided heart, unwavering belief, and a passion for excellence, you will succeed. And you need to succeed because there are too many people in this world just waiting on your extra just so they can survive. Remember, you guys, your success is not just for you. Don't be a reservoir hoarding your blessings. Be a river where your blessings will flow to others through your open hands. If you're new to this business, please make it your goal to grow your business so you can become that $200 person to other people someday. And if you already have extra and you are in that position, please go find who you can be that $200 person to right now. They are out there. Maybe you take extra cash to the grocery store and you give it to that single mom you see at the register. Maybe you buy meals to be delivered to medical personnel. I don't know what that is, but if you look for the opportunity to bless other people, you will find it. You guys, give this business your very best because you're not here by accident. God created you for a purpose. Make it your goal to get to the very top of this business, not for the title or for the money, but for the person you will become in the process and for the lives you're going to be able to change as a result of building this business. Because as you build this business, you will flourish into a better version of yourself. And you will be flooded with opportunities to bless other people. More than ever, the world needs your best, our best. So live every single day on purpose as if it were your last. This is it. Give it your all. Too many people, guys, die at 30 and they're buried at 80. So while you are here on this earth, while you are breathing and alive, strive to become the best version of yourself. Don't leave this earth with 1 ounce of potential left inside you. And when our time on this earth is finally over, my prayer is that every single one of us will hear, "Well done, good and faithful servant." I love you all. Thank you for being with me for a few minutes. God bless you.